Tulsi Gabbard was born on April 12, 1981, in Leloaloa, American Samoa, as the fourth of 5 children to Mike Gabbard, a Hawaii state senator of Samoan and European descent, and Carol Porter Gabbard, who served on the Hawaii Board of Education and is of European ancestry. The family relocated to Hawaii in 1983, where Gabbard grew up in Honolulu. Her upbringing was influenced by her parents' involvement with the Science of Identity Foundation, a Vaishnava Hindu organization, leading her to adopt Hinduism as a teenager, drawing inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita and principles like Karma Yoga. She was mostly homeschooled, with 2 years spent at a girls' boarding school in the Philippines, and engaged in activities such as surfing, martial arts, and yoga. The family operated a vegetarian restaurant called the Natural Deli, reflecting their health-conscious lifestyle. Gabbard has 3 brothers, Jay, Bhakti, and Aryan, and 1 sister, Vrindavan, and she identifies strongly with Hawaiian culture, often using aloha as a greeting symbolizing peace and compassion. She has been a lifelong vegetarian, with some reports indicating she follows a vegan diet. Education. Gabbard began studying television production at Leeward Community College in Pearl City, Hawaii, but left in 2002 at age 21 to pursue a political career. She later returned to education and earned a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, with a concentration in international business, from Hawaii Pacific University in 2009. Military service. Motivated by the September 11th attacks, Gabbard enlisted in the Hawaii Army National Guard in April 2003 while already serving in state politics. She deployed to Iraq from July 2004 to 2005 as a medical specialist with the 29th Infantry Brigade Combat Team, earning the Combat Medical Badge for her service under enemy fire. In March 2007, she graduated at the top of her class from the Accelerated Officer Candidate School at the Alabama Military Academy, the first woman to achieve this distinction, and was commissioned as a second lieutenant. She served as an Army military police officer during a 2008-2009 deployment to Kuwait, becoming one of the first women allowed into a Kuwaiti military facility and receiving commendations from the Kuwait National Guard. Gabbard was promoted to major in October 2015 and to lieutenant colonel in July 2021 while deployed to the Horn of Africa. In June 2020, she transferred to the U.S. Army Reserve, where she commands the 1st Battalion, 354th Regiment in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Her military honors include the Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, and Iraq Campaign Medal with Bronze Star. She holds a top-secret security clearance and has spoken extensively about the impacts of war on service members and their families. Early political career. At just 21 years old, Gabbard entered politics in 2002, winning election to the Hawaii House of Representatives for the 42nd District as a Democrat. She became the youngest person ever elected to the Hawaii State Legislature and the youngest woman elected to any U.S. state legislature at the time. Her campaign focused on environmental issues, education, and youth involvement. She served until 2004 but did not seek re-election due to her Iraq deployment. Upon returning, she worked as a legislative aide and volunteered with organizations supporting military families. In 2010, she was elected to the Honolulu City Council for District 6, where she advocated for small businesses by easing regulations on food trucks and passed Bill 54, which allowed city workers to remove personal belongings from public sidewalks with notice, a measure criticized by the ACLU and Occupy Hawaii for its impact on the homeless. Congressional service and key legislation. In 2012, Gabbard won election to the U.S. House of Representatives for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District, succeeding Mazie Hirono. Sworn in on January 3, 2013, she made history as the first Hindu and first Samoan American voting member of Congress. She was re-elected in 2014, 2016, and 2018, serving until January 3, 2021. During her tenure, she sat on the Armed Services Committee, Foreign Affairs Committee, and Homeland Security Committee, and was part of caucuses like the Congressional Progressive Caucus and Medicare for All Caucus. Gabbard's legislative focus included veterans issues, environmental policy, and foreign affairs. Notable achievements include the Helping Heroes Fly Act, 2013, which streamlined airport security for wounded veterans, and Talia's Law, 2016, which mandated reporting of child abuse suspicions on military installations. She introduced the Off-Fossil Fuels Act, 2017, to transition the U.S. to 100% renewable energy by 2035 and the Securing America's Elections Act, 2018, to require paper ballots. On foreign policy, she supported counter-terrorism efforts against ISIS but opposed U.S. regime change wars, particularly in Syria, where she met with President Bashar al-Assad in 2017, a trip that drew bipartisan criticism for potentially undermining U.S. policy. Presidential campaigns and party shifts. Gabbard served as vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, DNC, from 2013 to 2016 but resigned to endorse Bernie Sanders in the 2016 presidential primary, criticizing the DNC's neutrality. She announced her own bid for the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination in January 2019, officially launching in February, running on an anti-interventionist platform emphasizing ending regime change wars, criminal justice reform, and universal health care. As the first female combat veteran to run for president, she qualified for multiple debates, gaining attention for clashing with Kamala Harris over criminal justice records. She won 2 delegates in American Samoa's primary, the first Asian American and Pacific Islander candidate to do so, but suspended her campaign in March 2020 and endorsed Joe Biden. Gabbard did not seek re-election to Congress that year, facing criticism for missing votes during her campaign. In October 2022, Gabbard left the Democratic Party, denouncing it as an elitist cabal of warmongers driven by cowardly wokeness. She became an independent, began endorsing Republican candidates, and hosted a show on Fox News. By October 2024, she formally joined the Republican Party at a Trump rally in North Carolina. She endorsed Donald Trump for president in August 2024, served on his transition team, and was considered for vice president before J.D. Vance was selected. Recent appointments and role as Director of National Intelligence. On November 13, 2024, President-elect Donald Trump nominated Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence, DNI, praising her military experience and foreign policy views. B-49B-19 Her nomination faced controversy, with critics, including over 100 national security experts and Democrats like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, labeling her a Russian asset due to her opposition to U.S. aid for Ukraine, support for pardoning Edward Snowden, via a 2020 resolution, and past comments on Russia and Syria. 941149 supporters, including veterans and Republicans like Rand Paul and Marco Rubio, highlighted her independence and combat experience. After a January 30, 2025, confirmation hearing before the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, where she addressed concerns about surveillance, foreign alliances, and past stances, the Senate confirmed her on February 12, 2025. 2092C She was sworn in that day by Trump, becoming the 8th DNI, the first female combat veteran, first Pacific Islander American, and first Hindu American in a cabinet-level role. 9B3F04 as DNI. She oversees 18 intelligence agencies, including the CIA, FBI, and NSA, with a focus on reforming surveillance practices and prioritizing threats from China. Personal life, controversies, and achievements. Gabbard married Eduardo Tamayo in 2002 in a Vedic ceremony. They divorced in 2006, citing the strains of her deployment. In 2015, she wed cinematographer Abraham Williams in another Vedic wedding. The couple has no children despite undergoing IVF treatments, as shared in a 2024 podcast. She practices yoga daily, surfs, and advocates against human trafficking, earning the Ho'ola Na Pua Advocacy Award in 2018. Controversies have marked her career, including accusations of anti-LGBT views early on, which she later disavowed, her Assad meeting, and support for figures like Narendra Modi amid concerns over Hindu nationalism. She co-sponsored the 2019 Armenian Genocide Resolution and has supported Armenia in conflicts with Azerbaijan. Achievements include the 2013 John F. Kennedy New Frontier Award for Veterans Advocacy and the 2015 National Association of Counties Alumni Award. Gabbard has authored a memoir, For Love of Country, Leave the Democrat Party Behind, 2024, and maintains a public profile through media appearances.